So folks, this is our first look for QDS to illustrate the new next generation cache discriminator. This is the CTEC iHunter, which will be morphing into the name Hitachi. Hitachi has recently purchased CTEC. CTEC is a longtime Korean producer of desktop products. Hitachi has been producing a number of cache recyclers. Hitachi Omron brand, everyone is probably familiar with, that is contained within a number of other devices as an OEM product that's sold throughout the United States as we speak. So one of the reasons that this product is considered the next gen product is because of its speed and feature set. And as you can see on the machine, we have a status bar on the bottom that's indicating speed of 1,300 notes a minute. The stacker area is set currently for 300 notes, the reject area for 50 notes. It illustrates today's date, and this is all under the ETC key. We also have a menu key that enables us to bring up a number of different locations where we can change the program of the machine. Now, as you look around the machine, you see at the very top where it says mixed, and this is a color touch screen. So as I touch mix, it changes to the separate mode, and then SG is separate by specific denomination. And then it goes right back to mix. Where we have the US flag, that's indicating that we're running in US dollars, but one of the unique features of this machine is that we can actually put in other denominations or other currencies from other countries. So Canadian flag is showing that we're in the Canadian currency mode. There's our count mode, and there's a euro mode. And again, there's 40 different currencies that are available on demand from Hitachi. The zero is where the reject notes are counted. As you can see on our left and right, we have function keys, and as we press those, different functions will come up. For example, this top right button is the etc key, which shows all the various functional capabilities: add mode, face, orient, verify. And if we hit that again, we can hit the blue key to take it out of that. You can see right now counterfeit detection is on. The lower button is the print mode. We also have the ability with this arrow key to change the batch capability. So if I hit that, it changes, as you can see at the bottom, to 10, and then 100, 50, 25, and then back in that loop to 10. So the operator has the ability to set various quantities for specific batching, for fed batching, etc. And we can go back to look at this mode again and look at the counterfeit. And you can see we've got the LED on, buzzer on, and stop on. And I'll illustrate this later, showing what happens when a counterfeit note goes through the unit. So I'm going to hit the control bar here and set the stacker capability to a maximum of 300 notes, and hit the clear bar. I've got a variety of US notes here that I'm going to lay up, and you can actually see the machine in operation. As you can see, while it's counting, it's illustrating the denomination, count, and value as we go. So we have a total of $560, 237 notes. If I press the function key that is set up for printing, we get a printed legend that gives us a clear illustration of the breakdown by denomination. And some of our clients like to have the printer to use for providing their customers with a receipt of what was counted. So that is the mix mode, again at 1,300 notes a minute. Typically when a teller runs, first she'll run in the mix mode and do the accountability, and then she'll turn right around and go back and separate the denominations. So I've touched the screen, I've gone to separate. first note it saw was a 1, so it's separating the ones. I have a reject note. If I want to look at the reason that rejected, it actually illustrates and shows me a picture of the note and then says that it's not that denomination. I also have the batch set at 25, so I have the ability to clip these ones in groups of 25 as I'm counting. You can see that it's sorting as we go. So I'm doing my clip batches of 25 and I'm separating as we go. So when I'm done with this pile of money, basically I'll be done. 15 ones in the last count, and here you can see a variety of notes. Now, the SG is unique in that once you've indicated that you're in that mode, if you hold that key down, it gives you the ability to specifically look for a denomination. So regardless of this mix and regardless of which denomination it sees first, which is how the separate mode works, I can actually indicate I want to sort my 5s. So now I've set up for 5s. So now the unit has separated my other notes, and there's my $5 notes. Now, one of the common questions that always comes up is, what about counterfeit? So let's go back to separate. I've got all ones here. I'm going to insert a counterfeit 10, and let's see what happens. There's my batch of 25 again. So when I have a counterfeit note, the red indicator light comes on. I have a reject. I can touch that reject. It shows me an illustration of the note, and it tells me that it failed the magnetic test, which again is the reason that most counterfeit in the US, that is the way most of it is caught, is through a magnetic test. So it clearly indicates that, and then if I want to proceed, I can go back into that separate mode, and boom, just in a second there, we are done. So those are our 3 primary modes. In addition to that, we also have the ability, as you have in most other machines, to set for facing and orientation. So we have an arrow key here. If we hold that, it goes into face. And again, in using these ones that we were running a little earlier, I'm going to change the facing of some of the notes so that you can see a clear illustration of how this works. So now we're in separate, so we're looking for one denomination, and we're in face. It looks at the first note. That becomes our standard. So all of these notes are faced, and if I take these out of the reject, all of my notes are faced. Now, obviously the next question is, well, if it'll face, will it also orient? So again, I go back and hold that key down, and it goes to orient. The first note becomes the standard. So as you can see, the result here is that these notes are now all face up, facing the same direction. And if I'm careful, when I take these out and turn them the right way, my notes are all faced and oriented. And typically on most discriminators, that's the way it would operate. From a cleaning standpoint or a jam standpoint, the machine opens up very easily. You have a little lever on the side, and you can see down clearly into the machine for cleaning purposes. Also note that it's using belts to drive the money versus a lot of the machines currently on the market passes from stripper set rollers to another set of stripper rollers. So the speed and smoothness of the machine comes from the belts, and most of the higher end technologies, the cash recyclers, the high-speed cash sorters, almost all of those devices that are running at higher speeds use a belt for driving the money. We have paired this machine with a Samsung Bixalon dot matrix printer, so that when we do print out a receipt, we have a hard paper copy. We can print out as many copies as we want, and we have no degradation over time because it's not a thermal printer. So this can be used as a receipt for a client, and it'll look this way for an extended period of time. So folks, that is the first look at the new IH110 series machine from Hitachi. And we are excited about being able to represent this product in our area and look forward to installing it in a number of customer locations.